Hi, I'm Mike from Michael's Motor Cars in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I'm very pleased to show you a car that we're bringing forward to Bring a Trailer. We do quite a few cars on Bring a Trailer, and every now and then one pops up that's extra special, and this is clearly one of those. So come on over and take a look at it. And I know we'll get a lot of Bring a Trailer conversation on this car, which we always welcome all of that. This car is titled in Pennsylvania as a 1958 Alfa Romeo Giulietta. The Pennsylvania title, of which we have an older copy of it, and we'll take pictures of all of this and add it to all of the gallery. But we have an older, larger Pennsylvania title, and it shows, according to Pennsylvania, the car started 3/27/1958. So, according to Pennsylvania at least, this car was born in Pennsylvania, showed up in 1958, and I'll come back to that. We also have documentation. The family that we bought the car from, the fellow has passed away, sadly, but we have the original sales receipts when he bought the car as a used car in June 1st, 1965. So we know the car started in 1958 in Pennsylvania, and then 7 years later, it was purchased by Robert Spar in Middletown as what was then a 7-year-old used car. And we have the original used car order and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania paperwork, and all of the numbers and everything is correct through all of the paperwork. So as far as we are concerned, it started life June 1st, 1965. We also have, which we'll be showing in the gallery, a very cool photo of Bob, very happy Bob in 1965 in his red Alfa Romeo. We've been corresponding with his daughter, who remembers the car being in a garage in her grandmother's house in the early 70s, probably 1970, 71, something like that. So it appears as though Bob drove this car for about 5 years, from 1965 to the early 70s. It was then parked. He always dreamed of restoring it, and sadly it never got done. He did start on the project, obviously, and he was doing very nice work. The car itself is in excellent condition to be restored at this point. The sheet metal was done. If we go over here and look in the engine compartment, I put a few pieces on just to show you. Our goal with these project cars is to show you what we have and what we don't have. In the engine compartment, the car has the correct original stamping of the VIN. It is a 1495 car, and then we have the rest of the VIN, which matches all the paperwork on the car, right here, clearly stamped. This car is a Giulietta 1300. It's a Normale. It's not a Veloce. There is some question. It is a 750 car, and then it crosses over to being a 101 car, and I'll let all of the Alfa people weigh in online over that. Definitely a 1300. We do have the original numbers matching engine that comes with the car. It's the longer wheelbase car, but this car does not have the vent windows. So it did not have the vent windows. It's the longer glass car. So it's a transitional year. There is in some documents you look at, it should be a 1960, but we know this car started life in Pennsylvania in 1958. So that's curious whether you want to call it a 750 or a 101. Coming back, the inspection sticker on the car is last dated in 1965, 1966. Actually, 66 and 67 Pennsylvania sticker. And that's what's still on the car. The metal work on the car is all done, and I would say very well done. Obviously, I don't know the condition of the car before. All steel floors, all very solid, all welded, beautifully done. Going back here, we can see there was extra metal bracing put in right here on either side. The spare tire bracket still needs to be welded back in place. I'm not sure how much of this is original or Wolf replacements. These all look original just from how the metal looks. And there may be some new floors welded in, but extremely well done. And basically at this point, ready to be painted. The alignment seams are quite good with the doors and everything. Solid all along here. We'll be taking a lot of photos underneath the car to show you everything. It is an earlier car with a separate chrome attachment point for the convertible top. Of course, the later cars, the 1600s, This is all one piece. Coming around to the back of the car, this seam is beautiful all along here. The tail light openings are excellent. Trunk floor is solid. It was a red car, so this is all red, which leads me to believe that's the original trunk floor. But again, I'm open to interpretation. We'll have a lot of people be looking at this car. Very solid all around here. The wheel arches up in here, all in primer and ready to go, ready to be painted to go to the next step. And then along this side of the car, again, very straight car, nice lines, good door seams, just in great shape. And I think the car basically has been sitting in a garage since the early 1970s. As we go over here, we're just laying out some of the pieces to give you a sense. Those are the window glass pieces, the correct window glass. Original door panels. It was a black interior with the red piping. These are the panels that go behind the doors. Do have the trim pieces around the doors. Have the original carpeting just to show you. We also have here the original gauges to the car. They are correct. It is the 7,000 RPM tach, which is also leading to it being a normale, not a veloce. We do have the original speedometer on the car, and the odometer is showing 57,000, which I believe to be correct. Knowing the history of this car, that should be correct mileage, 57,876. And these are all correct instrumentation. We have the cap that goes across the top of the dashboard, chrome strips. These are the side strips that go along the side of the car. The one is in great shape, the one is dinged up. The rear bumper. The chrome on the car, to restore this car, the chrome would all be redone. But we do have it. The center bumper is not that good. The side pieces are fine. They would need to be re-chromed, which you can see here. The owner of the car actually went on and had Lotuses and a Caterham and an MG and had a lot of neat cars. And he took this car apart, put it in boxes, and then it sat for a very long time. As we go along to the front of the car, windshield posts are in place and correct. The windshield, we have a little bit of light scratching. We have the old mirrors, original trunk hinges, this trim piece. And then we'll go over here to the face of the car, beautiful Alfa face. We've got the headlight buckets, which are really in incredible shape. Everything I see on this car, I don't think it was a rusty car when it was taken apart. We have the center grille, we have the chrome trim rings, we have the eyebrows, the horizontal bars, and the front bumpers. We'll also go over to our warehouse where we will show you the engine and drivetrain that we have. Currently it is a rolling chassis, so the suspension is together on the car, the brakes are together, all of that is on the car. I don't think that has been restored yet. It's just been cleaned up and parts have been painted. The car is coming with its original 1300cc engine and 4-speed. There's another whole engine that comes with the car that I believe is a 2-liter, and that all goes. Everything goes with the car, and lots of bits and pieces, lots of parts. We have not found the turn signal lenses or lights or the rear lenses and lights. So at this point we are selling the car without, unless we find them, these lights and the tail lights. I can't find them, but everything else is pretty complete. So please call us with any questions you may have. We're really excited to do this car. I've restored one of these cars myself. I have a 1600, so I'm very familiar with all the bits and pieces of these cars. And obviously they're wonderful, wonderful cars. This car is cool because we know its whole history. Again, 58 to 65, Bob bought it as a 7-year-old used car, drove it a couple years, and then it was parked. And it was very well cared for while it was in storage. I mean, clearly it's been in dry storage all these years. So I look forward to selling this car, look forward to all the questions, and good luck bidding. Thanks for looking at our car.